Hello everybody, I'm Wendy, and today we are diving into one of the weirdest and most talked about SpongeBob episode, SB-129. You might have watched it and thought, okay, cool, time travel, Squidward in the future, then fast, a white void, chaotic and enjoyable like all SpongeBob episodes, at least the early ones. But why is it called SB-129? Well, today we're breaking it down, where the title comes from, why the creators chose it, and what it really means. And trust me, it's just as strange and absurd as the episode itself. The titling of the episode is very particular. Why numbers, you might ask? At first, I immediately thought it might be a numbering of the episode, so I searched it up and figured out the 129 could mean Season 1, Episode 29. But it didn't match. It's actually the 27th half-hour episode, or the first episode of the 14th episode. It's still very close though. Then I remember about production codes. So first, I learned about production codes and how they work. I also found a document and a webpage listing all episodes with their production codes, which helped me understand the system. Then I finally figured it out. I decided to look up more online and found out that the production code of SB-121 is, guess what? 2550-129. Now, why doesn't it exactly match the episode number? Well, it's because the production process used to be kinda messy. For example, the very first episode produced, not aired, is actually Tea at the Tree Dome, which is the third episode individually, but still a part of the first episode. So maybe the title is a subtle reference to the messiness of the production and airing process, which also fits perfectly with the absurd tone of the episode. The creators actually kept the production code as the official title, which is unusual for SpongeBob. This gives it a strange, impersonal, almost technical vibe. There are several theories surrounding this episode. Some are linked to the concept of time travel itself and its paradoxes, while others mention the nowhere realm being the limbo. However, some others, and even I, believe that this episode has a more philosophical or existential one. Let me explain. You see, while I was browsing on the wiki page, I found out two early alternative titles, the first one being SpongeBob 3000. This one sure references the futuristic and sci-fi aspect of the episode, with the Chrome future, the time-traveling machine, and the spongetrons. However, the other title is more interesting. It is How I Learned to Stop Worrying and Love the Sponge. Wow, that's a long title. After some research, I discovered it's a reference to the movie Doctor Strangelove, or How I Learned to Stop Worrying and Love the Bomb. Cool reference to the dark comedy about nuclear threat during Cold War. But why this one in particular? Well, this movie is not for its nihilistic, absurdist tone, and that, I think, explains why the episode's title choice leans into a similar absurd, existential vibe. By choosing SB-129, the title preps the audience for something out of the ordinary. And yes, it's delightfully bizarre. The title reflects the absurdity of the story itself. Squidward's journey through time is strange, surreal, and honestly kind of existential. You see, his journey echoes a lot of the absurdism philosophy, a variant of nihilism, which can be summarized with life has no meaning and we constantly seek it. So embrace the chaos and live fully! I hope I didn't give you an existential crisis with this one. In the episode, Squidward wants to escape the chaos of his life with SpongeBob and Patrick. He initially finds refuge in the cold chamber, only to be frozen for 2000 years. And when he wakes up, he finds himself in a Chrome future. Uniform, control, and soulless. Likely inspired by how people imagined the future back then. You know, a punk vibe. This perfect world feels empty, lacking vibrant life, and even stresses Squidward because he doesn't belong. Yet, it marks the start of his philosophical journey. He then travels to the past, where everything is chaotic and wild, and after teaching SpongeGar and Patar jellyfishing, he tries to play his clarinet, but the primitive sponge and starfish react negatively. Panicked, he runs towards the time machine, and by breaking the machine, Squidward ends up in the nowhere, a space of ultimate meaninglessness. He has technically escaped, but realizes that nothingness is dreadful. He longs to return to the chaotic life he once wanted to flee. The time machine obeys his plea, returning him home. Squidward is grateful, experiencing acceptance of the absurd, with a subtle hint of a bootstrap paradox. As the title mirrors that weird impersonal feeling, it hints at identity loss and confusion. In other words, the name prepares viewers for chaos, absurdity, and the unexpected, exactly what you get when you watch the episode. So, the choice of the name SB-129 was made to match the surreal, absurd, and existential journey Squidward experiences. However, even if it makes sense to me, don't forget that this is all a theory. And I think it's very awesome to have different interpretations. So, thanks for watching, and if you enjoyed this, like, subscribe, and let me know your favorite Weird SpongeBob episode in the comments. Anyway, so, goodbye!